Secretary Hagel is live with us now. He led the Pentagon under President Obama from 2013 to 2015, also served in the U.S. Senate. Mr. Secretary, we had requested your presence tonight to talk about the future and how governance would go forward, and now here we are. Your thoughts on what we've witnessed?
Well, Shep, thank you for having me. And I listened to the last half hour of your show. And I think all the words used by your reporters and others to describe this situation are all accurate. I suppose if there's one word that captures it for me, is shameful. It's an embarrassment. I've talked to friends, people all over the world today, and they're all stunned. I've talked to my Nebraska friends. I've talked to friends all over this country. The same thing, stunned. They can't believe this is happening in this country. But the reality is, Shep, some of us, and I'm not the only one, some of us did see the potential of this happening. And it just didn't start last week or the week before. This is the consequence of the last 4 years. And when a country goes through what we've been going through and has no leadership and no trust and confidence in its institutions, and we have a leader of a nation who continues to define institutions like the media as enemies of the people, well, what do you think will be a conclusion? There will be something that will happen and it won't be good. And I think this very much is the conclusion of that. I hope the conclusion of that, at least to get this country back together again so that we can function and respect each other and do what republics must do, democracies must do. Because the last point I'd make here, the foundation of a democracy is its electoral process, a peaceful transfer of power. And if you doubt that, you question that, and you try to overthrow that or change that, you've just riddled democracy.
Mr. Secretary, Vice President Pence's office has just informed us that the Vice President is back at his position in the Senate, that he never left the Capitol. At the same time, the House is trying to move forward with its work. At the White House, though, as you described it, inciting violence, and now the President has been blocked from Twitter. What is a democracy to do about a president whom you say incites violence?
Well, we have 14 days, I believe, left of this administration. Long time. There is one legal recourse. That's the 25th Amendment, which I know the different individuals have talked about, legal scholars have talked about. That would require the vice president initiating that with more than half the cabinet to essentially remove the president with the concurrence of the Congress. That's an option. We've never tried it before. We've never had the reason to. But because this is so unprecedented, we've never had to think about it. But the 25th Amendment was put in place. I suspect, I wasn't there when they did it. It's a fairly recent amendment, as you know, within the last 50 years, to deal with all situations. So that's one option that we would have.
Well, you know Mike Pence. Can you see him doing that?
No, I can't. But I would ask you this question. Could Pence have envisioned what just has happened in this country the last 12 hours? And can he condone it if it gets worse? If a president continues to incite this kind of violence and continues to behave in erratic, dangerous ways?
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.